Once again, despite having one of the best lightsaber battles we've seen in quite some time, forgive my voice, I'm still recovering from sickness. People have complaints with it, primarily from the people who walked out of the womb hating the Acolyte.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore.
And now that Shadiversity has come out with their fight autopsy, the conversation has been increasing around it. So I'm here to shut that shit down. No hate to Shadiversity. They themselves say that these analyses are for fun and pedantic in nature, which is by definition excessive. But that's not going to stop bad faith actors from taking this analysis and running with it, like the clowns who run with the South Park episode and still think it's a shot at Disney. Remember, they want to be first, not true. The bottom line is none of these fights were meant to be consumed frame by frame. You can find all manner of bad spots in choreography if you do frame by frame analysis. In this clip from Shadiversity, he makes a joke about someone not aiming at anyone. But if you watch the fight at full speed, he clearly is aiming at Smilo Ren, who dodges to the side, and you happen to land on a frame after the fact, making it look like he's aimed at no one.
Don't know what's happening. Who is... All right, okay, this guy. What are you aiming for?
Well, Shadiversity, I could do you better. If we analyze this fight from the Phantom Menace and go frame by frame, we can see that Obi-Wan is dangerously spinning away from Maul. Maul's bottom side lightsaber is clearly within lethal range of giving Obi-Wan 1,000 years of pain. But nothing happens. During this time, Maul has left his entire left flank wide open to Qui-Gon. But what does Qui-Gon do? He slashes at Maul's top side lightsaber. What? While Obi-Wan is spinning, Maul could have hit him in the legs or in the butt. And he had this entire 2 seconds to attack his left flank. But he attacks his lightsaber. Now, if you watch it in full speed, you can see that Qui-Gon, instead of going for the kill, is protecting Obi-Wan. See? Even though there's a plethora of openings in this frame by frame, the choreo is meant to tell you that Qui-Gon is protecting Obi-Wan from this overhead swing from Maul, instead of going for this opening. This is the point I'm trying to make. You can find openings all the time in fights in which you disingenuously scan it frame by frame, but you are missing the story. You are missing the complete picture of the fight. That scene where Shadiversity just paused on someone aiming at no one and saying, "You're aiming at no one," was actually someone aiming at Smilo Ren and Smilo Ren dodging. Then there's a secondary complaint that all these masters died and only Sol, Jeki, and Yord put up a good fight. Number one, 2 of them were knights, 1 of them was master. But on top of that, not all masters were battle masters. Since ancient times, the Jedi and the Jedi had trained in several different vocations. Lightsaber forms being one for defense, diplomats, negotiators, peacekeepers, agriculture specialists or farmers, healing, non-combative vocations. This is the first time in quite some time that they are fighting someone competent who is also using a lightsaber and is trying to kill them. Even Jeki, God bless her heart, was not prepared for the cunning of a dagger saber hidden within. Even Yord complains that he does not fight according to combat rules. And this is supposed to tell you that they are ill-prepared to fight someone who is not just a sparring partner. You've all collectively lost the ability to comprehend stories. And choreography is another form of storytelling. None of these red shirts were prepared for Chimere. An argument can be made for Jeki being the most prepared because she was just seen training in the previous episode. In comparison to the red shirts, how many of these old jobbers do you think is training in combat in an era where the Sith supposedly don't exist? And then you have this classic scene where all the Jedi Masters were so awesome against one Sith, right? Wrong. And don't even bring up the Revenge of the Sith novelization, because I know you all watched that scene and said, what the hell just happened? And none of you were going, well, I'm sure that the novelization has a good explanation for this. Also, no one batted an eyelash when Ahsoka at like 15 years old fought Grievous better than any other Jedi Master could. You think maybe it had something to do with who her master was. Perhaps Sol, who was shown to be a cut above the rest when he fought May, has trained Jeki well. Again, just like my video about comprehension, don't just look at something and say it doesn't make sense. Try to find out why that thing is happening. And in this case, Jeki is clearly better trained than all of those other red shirts because Sol trained her to be that way.